Hey there, Cosmic Warriors, and welcome back to another video. And if you are new here, my name is Hannah. I am a Western Practical Astrologer. Okay, so in today's video, we are going to be talking all about the symbol of Pisces. What does it really mean? Stay tuned and find out. But before we do dive into today's video, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button and click the bell. And if you are interested in booking a reading with me, then you can visit my website, hannahselsewhere.com. There you can also find my practical astrology ebooks, guide, merch, cheat sheets, all that good stuff, as well as the 2024 calendar. All the links to these products will be in the description box down below. And I also want to say a massive thank you to my patrons over at Patreon. So if you do want extra astrology content earlier, plus daily forecasts and guides, head on over to Patreon. As always, I hope you find this video to be helpful. Let's do this. Okay, so as most of you probably know here, the symbol of Pisces is the two fish. So as you can see from this glyph, it shows what looks like two fish connected together by a cord, but are both swimming in opposite directions, right? Go like this. This signifies the duality of Pisces because as one fish swims towards the light, the other fish swims towards the dark. Meaning the symbol can represent these two opposing forces that take place when it comes to this sign. One side that is concerned with being a part of society, but another side that would much rather disconnect and lock themselves away behind closed doors, completely away from society, and would rather be alone. One side that is practical and tries to commit, but another side that is much more idealistic and fluid and not so practical. Pisces is perhaps the most easily impressionable sign, easily influenced by others, by their environment, especially by people who go to them with a sob story, okay? Pisces genuinely cares about the suffering and the pain of humanity. They feel empathy, they feel compassion. Naturally, we are talking about the archetype and not individual people here. And like I said, there is also an opposite side of this sign, the side that swims towards the dark, okay? And I'm going to go there, yes, towards wickedness, towards evil, manipulation, twisted thoughts, mind games. Pisces can go to some very, very dark places in their minds and also through their behaviors and their actions. This sign can turn to drugs and unhealthy ways of coping and escaping the world. They can really harm themselves in this way. Pisces is prone to addiction, to deceptive thoughts. They can imagine things that aren't there as well, for example. They really do need to take care of their mental health and to unplug from all of the destructions of the world, from all of the suffering, which they can attach to heavily. And with this sign also signifies a lack of boundaries. Imagine the lengths they can go to in this way without boundaries. Imagine the most terrifying monstrosity and intensify it by 10, okay? This is Pisces energy. Yes, a sight that could very well give Scorpio a run for its money. Consider how Pisces is tied to cosmic forces and how man tries to manipulate such forces to its own benefit. The leaders of our world, for instance, can use what is pure and what is good and turn it into something demonic and sinister. But they'll package it up as if it's so delightful and it's so pleasing, okay? It's deceptive. This is deceptive energy. Mind control, delusion, smokes and mirrors. Walking around in a daze, okay? Mindlessly doing what we're asked like good citizens of society. But amongst the chaos, there is hope. There are people who do genuinely care, people who show love and kindness. There are people who urge us to snap out of the mind games, out of the fog and into freedom. Moreover, the cord that ties the fish together can represent unity, symbolizing the continuity of the zodiac cycle as it moves from Pisces back to Aries in order to start the process all over again. Therefore, the fish suggests both an ending and a beginning occurring simultaneously. It's through this symbol that the tangible, the physical, and the intangible, being the spiritual, worlds meet. It's a symbol of infinity and boundlessness, representing the question that humans have been trying to figure out for years. When did life begin and who caused it? Could it be that there is no such thing as time, or that this is all an illusion? What is time? And how can we utilize our energy on this planet? Indeed, Pisces takes us beyond time and space and makes us consider why we're truly here. This is also a sign of rescue, savior, being a savior, the healer. Pisces can be a mighty healer at that. And also this sign is artistic and creative beyond belief. So poetic. Take, for example, the 2004 tsunami that struck many parts of Asia. People's humanity was very much present. Consider medications and aid that was sent during as well World WAR 2. The food support and the help and the supplies. This is Pisces energy, and it's not about expecting anything in return either, It's seeing that someone is in need and we help, we step in. We don't do it with some sort of hidden intention, hidden agenda. We show empathy, we show compassion. We do what is morally right. And we also put our disagreements to the side. That's a big thing with this. And then when we do consider the artistic side of Pisces, known for having, of course, their very creative minds, or a very creative hand at that, a mind they possess which is full of imagination and wonder and fascination. And from such qualities, they produce wonderful art. Wonderful art. The type of art that will move you, This type of art that gets others emotional. It's interesting because Pisces and Virgo are opposite one another in the zodiac. And whilst Virgo gives from a place of mind and is practical in their approach, Pisces gives from a place of heart and is much more emotional and empathetic in their delivery. Now, of course, both do seek to serve, to help, to assist. But Pisces is more willing to go with the flow in comparison to Virgo. Pisces is open to change more than Virgo as well. Still, these signs are yin energy. They are about being receptive and going inward and being open. And whilst Virgo points to our physical health, our physical mind and body, Pisces is more concerned about our spiritual health, our emotional body. And when the two work in unison, this is so great for us. Though on that note, let's turn our attention to fish for a moment. We touched on this in the Pisces mythology video, but the fish is often used in Christian symbolism to represent Jesus Christ. Within this fish symbol can be found important themes that correlate with the sign of Pisces, such as a deeper awareness of the collective, looking to the unconscious, looking to the higher self, looking to God, to creation. But then also do take, for example, the story of the feeding of the 5,000, known as the miracle of the 5 loaves and 2 fish. And so from this, 5,000 people were fed. They were fed with very, very little. Indeed, this is a sign of miracles. Miracles. And when focusing on a few features of Pisces, fish, fish have fins, and their fins are used for balance to help propel and steer through water. Fish then are also cold-blooded, and so they do not maintain a constant internal body temperature. The temperature is influenced by their environment. Interesting to think about how, when we think about Pisces and how it's a very easily influenced sign here, Pisces can absorb its environment and the emotions of people they hang out with. This is why they must be careful. They can indeed cleanse their energy and their space and not let the energies in, but they must be first aware that there are negative influences to begin with. Many Pisces are actually big into cleansing their space, taking purifying baths, shifting their energy flow. It's so important that they do this because they could very well lash out without realizing that they are picking up on somebody else's bad day, for instance. Furthermore, fish have scales, okay? And their scales help protect them from being injured and from infection too. So you could say that these scales signify the Pisces' need to protect themselves, to warn off mean people who take advantage. And the last thing though I want to mention is that fish breathe, of course, underwater with the help of their gills. Water is constantly pumped over the gills, which then filter the oxygen out of the water and directly into the fish's blood. And a fish's gills are important for getting rid of waste products. So you could say that the gills represent the importance of purification and cleansing one's body. So we're noticing these reoccurring themes here. After all, Pisces is very sensitive, perhaps the most sensitive out of the zodiac. And I mean this on all levels: sensitive skin, sensitive emotions, sensitive hearts, and so on. Pisces can take it all in and become swept away in the currents of life. This mutable water sign is so much about the ability to show empathy towards others. We recognize that everyone is fighting their own battle and that life can be cruel and challenging. Flexible and changeable emotions are then shown through Pisces, creating a sensitive energy that seeks to give, heal, and also dream. This is about adjusting moods, for example, deciding last minute, you know what, I can't make it to that meeting because I'm feeling tired, or telling your friend that you don't really feel like doing something anymore. And this sign can also represent the changes of emotion within the atmosphere, resulting in an individual feeling unsettled or super excited. This sign can be very flexible in its emotional world, making Pisces a highly receptive sign that can be easily influenced by others. This sign corresponds with the person we are behind the scenes, okay? Our intimate selves, our hidden selves, the individual we are whenever we are still, whenever we're free of judgment and we're out of clear view. Think about the tarot cards, the Moon, and also the High Priestess. These cards represent Pisces very well in my view because firstly, the Moon card is so much about tapping into our imagination, fantasizing, believing in illusions and things which are not real. We can also give into our darker fantasies, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Still, if we are dominated by fear and if we lack courage, then such matters can be a major issue. We are also limited and blocked from facing life, and we're held back from overcoming adversity. It is important not to bury our head in the sand or to accept false information or false beliefs. It's important not to be blinded to the truth or to deceive ourselves and others. Indeed, this card points towards distortions and unrealistic ideas. But we can also possess great visions and dreams. We can be inspired, right? Just don't let the unconscious trick you. Still, the beneficial thing about this card is we can play around with the unconscious. We can explore it and entertain what comes up. We can welcome things that are quite, sad. They have a melancholy to them. They're quite lonely. They're depressive. We can do so creatively, right? Such as creating a piece of art that has this sadness to it. Then again, this is also a card of distraction, addiction, feeling disorientated. We can lack direction. We can also have trouble, trying to focus. We could very well experience a concussion, for instance, and we could wander about aimlessly with no real purpose or reason. This card then can be connected to loss, illness, and feeling shut out from the rest of society. And then when we look to the High Priestess, this card I think is tied to Pisces because it is about calm, withdrawal, seeking guidance from within, acknowledging and perhaps integrating the shadow. And like I said, it's a card of withdrawal and being passive, being non-active and not reacting to things. This card, I feel, is strongly linked to the spiritual qualities of Pisces, to the serenity Pisces has to offer within our charts. It's tied to our intuition and being open to our dreams and our imagination. This is also about being receptive and open to the influences of others, hopefully in a positive way, okay? And this is also a card which points to our hidden talents, right? And Pisces is so much about our hidden talents and gifts. Whilst Jupiter is about our gifts and our blessings and our talents, of course, Jupiter does rule Pisces within astrology. The Jupiter side of Pisces is about such matters on a hidden level. We also explore what is mysterious, and we're open to the unknown through this card, and we can go beyond what is obvious, right? We recognize the hidden facets of life, and we're open to the mysteries of life. However, the thing about Pisces energy is that we can give in easily to our weaknesses and our temptations. We can fall for trickery and things that are not true. We can also idealize, situations and people, right? We can place others on a pedestal. We can believe their every word, hang on to their every word. We can look to others as our saviors as well, as if they are the chosen ones. They are all seeing, they are all knowing. And so be cautious when it comes to what you believe in, especially regarding Pisces energy. And also be cautious of the dark side, as discussed earlier. Pisces can really go to heavy, dark, and twisted places. And if you're someone who is experiencing these feelings, perhaps it is a good idea to consider your childhood. So, for instance, how was your imagination cared for? Were you allowed to explore and be curious? Or were you expected to look to others as these all-seeing, all-knowing people? Maybe you made a lot of sacrifices when you were younger, You had to look after other people. Maybe you're someone who experienced a lot of loneliness, you locked yourself away and you hid from the world because perhaps the world was much too scary, or maybe older people made you believe in things that were not true. And no, I am not talking about Santa Claus. I'm talking about growing up in a home ridden with addiction, mental health issues, lies, deception, parents who needed to be looked after, for example, and so you were not looked after. Or perhaps it's that there were many secrets that were kept from you. And so during times in adulthood, whenever it feels like everything is piling on top of you, or like things are overwhelming, you don't know who to believe, etc. And so in this way, maybe it's useful to explore those early stages, to explore how such emotions got repeated, or to consider how you can heal, how you can practice self-compassion and kindness. This right here is how Pisces shows up within our charts. The Pisces house shows the area of life where we heal, cleanse, address our suffering, addressing our pain, and to also practice stillness, to practice self-compassion. This is a house of spiritual growth. The Pisces house shows the area of life where you can go with the flow and practice tenderness. And you might also seek to be a savior, where you try to rescue others. And sure, yes, there is compassion in this, right? Compassion towards others. There's also these hospitable and charitable qualities, but just be cautious of overextending yourself or going beyond what you can physically and emotionally deliver. Practice loving boundaries too. We reach the stage along our self-discovery journey that focuses on healing, forgiveness, spiritual blessings, practicing our faith, and giving lovingly. And much like fish swim, Pisces in your chart represents the part of you that swims in your emotions and feels it all. Okay then, Cosmic Warriors, so that concludes my video talking all about the symbol of Pisces. Please let me know if you found this video to be helpful today. Did you learn something new? I would really appreciate your feedback, and like you, I am always learning. Now you can find all of the sources that I used in this video in the description box down below, and I do just want to say again, thank you so much to my patrons over at Patreon for all of your support. Do let me know your thoughts and your opinions on today's video in the comment section. But with all that being said, thank you so much for watching, thank you for subscribing, and of course if you would like to see more videos from myself and you have not yet subscribed, then make sure that you click that subscribe button and also give this video a like if you did like it today, and I will be back with another video very, very soon. Bye.